Matt Taylor or oh my. Entertain and educate, he's got the knack for making you laugh, and that's a fact. From wacky stunts to crazy tales on MattTaylorTV, the fun never fails. Take a pinch of salt and a sniff of paprika. Get ready for a wild ride, it's a new kind of media. Don't be shy, jump in and say hi with the host with the most, Matt Taylor, oh my. Every show's a blast, so have a ball with Matt Taylor, you'll love it all. From Brighton with love, it's the best you'll see, so hit subscribe, join the family. Take a pinch of salt and a sniff of paprika. Get ready for a wild ride, it's a new kind of media. Don't be shy, jump in and say hi with the host with the most, Matt Taylor, oh my. MattTaylorTV, it's the place to be for wacky, zany, and crazy glee. So don't delay, subscribe today. MattTaylorTV is here to stay.
Bonjour, ça va, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Hello, Convid. It's only YouTube. Hello, Karen. I hope you're well. It's Friday, the 5th of September, 2025. Where exactly 2025 is in the grand scheme of things, no one really knows. But either way, it's 2 minutes past 8. What's the topic tonight, boys and girls? It's 9/11, Karen. Come on. It's 9/11. Yeah, surely it's where it all started, you know? It's where it all started. And I can't believe anyone who believes the crap that the official narrative tells us about 9/11. Come on. I mean, really? Is there anybody out there who still believes the crud, the absolute crud of 9/11? There was an interesting quote today, and I've got it here. I was watching the Corbett Report. Some of you may be familiar with the Corbett Report. But the quote is from a US Congressman, Vice Chairman of the Defense Committee, Kurt Weldon, who said, anyone who believes the story of our government has accepted the biggest conspiracy theory in the history of mankind. Now, what do you make of that? Also, another talking point, I listened to a bit of Tommy Robinson last night on Twitter, and he compared the Unite the Kingdom movement to the MAGA movement in America. So I'd like to touch upon that as well. I'm a little tipsy, pardon my typo. It's okay, Karen. Don't you worry about the thing. What does 9/11 mean? Well, we're coming up to the 11th of September. And of course, on the 11th of September, it'll be 24 years since the alleged, may I add, terrorist attack on New York. Because I went to New York on that Christmas after the attack. It was very nice. It's only 8:04. Over to Convid. Shout out to David Lammy, the new Deputy Prime Minister, after Rayner resigned. Now listen, did she resign or was she sacked? There is some, what's the word I'm looking for? Conflicting news. There is some conflicting news coming out. Some people, she herself says she may have resigned, but the other side of the coin is that she was sacked. But yes, I'm quite surprised that happened so early. I thought she would have survived the weekend, but no, pushed or shoved. Either way, we've got David Lammy as the Deputy Prime Minister. So David Lammy moving away from the Foreign Office, and we have Yvette Cooper, going into the Foreign Office, and she came away from the Home Secretary, the Home Office. And we've got a Mahmood, I think, another woman, Mahmood, and she has gone into the Home Office. So Keir Starmer's crisis reshuffle, representing the perfect opportunity to get rid of his controversial net zero secretary Ed Miliband. Yet he was one of the only high profile ministers to keep his job. But either way, so, you know, Starmer's reshuffle. So yes, that's something we'll look into. Lammy becomes Deputy PM. Cooper moves to Foreign Office, and I do believe Shabana Mahmood becomes Home Secretary. Steve Reed takes over Rayner's former housing brief, and so yeah, that's definitely, we'll get into it. So the new let's share this. Let's share this. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Tonight's main topic will be 9/11. We're coming up to the 24-year anniversary of 9/11. What hanged my interest was watching a Corbett report, only available on Rumble. US Congressman, Vice Chairman of the Defense Committee, Kurt Weldon, said anyone who believes the story of our government has accepted the biggest conspiracy theory in the history of mankind. Wow, that's huge. I remember 9/11 very well because I was in the glass house. I was locked up in the glass house when that happened, and I knew something was strange happening because all the guards let us out and let us spend the whole day watching TV, when usually we're locked up in our cell. And that was the first time, really. The difference of what we were being told and what we could see with our own eyes were a million miles away from each other. Because for me, on that day, those towers disintegrated. Those towers blew away in a puff of dust. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but I like to think you get my meaning. You know, and actually there is some footage which I clipped, in which I'll play later on. Remind me. I clipped from the Corbett report, in which we have firemen on the 48th floor, the floor in which the airplane hit, saying, listen, it's a containable fire. We need 2 lines and we can sort this out. Okay, but yet the buildings collapsed. And hence Kurt Weldon, the ex-US Congressman, Vice Chairman of the Defense Committee, said point blankly, anyone who believes the story of our government has accepted the biggest conspiracy theory in the history of mankind. What do you make of that? Second thing I'd like to talk about, of course, is the Unite the Kingdom Tommy Robinson movement, the equivalent of the US Magna movement. Tommy Robinson certainly thinks so. And of course, we'll quickly go over and see how the new government of Starmer is looking. Karen said, I must have missed that. That's terrible. Yes, indeed, Karen. Rayner is very upset about it. I know. Lots of Muslims in the Labour government now, which is great, says Karen. Of course, Karen is alluding to Lammy. Lammy is a Muslim. And of course, you know, that isn't a bad thing. For me personally, I've always felt the UK is a multicultural country, and it's only right and proper that Muslims should be represented in the parliament that represents the people. Of course, here in Brighton, one of my dear friends, Mohammed Azadazaman, a Muslim, the Brighton mayor, funny enough. He's a dear friend of mine and the family, and he's Muslim. So we can never have too many Muslims, says Karen. Inshallah. We're growing tomatoes. Good to hear. Now, let's have a quick look at Sir Keir Starmer's new cabinet. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So, at the top, we've got Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer. We've got the new Deputy Prime Minister, Justice Secretary David Lammy. Okay, so he was moved from the Foreign Office to the Justice Department. Because, of course, the Deputy Prime Minister hasn't got a department as such. So he's actually been moved from the Foreign Office to the Justice Secretary with the responsibility of Deputy Prime Minister. Rachel Reeves retains her ministership as the Chancellor. We have a movement. We have Yvette Cooper now has foreign. We have Shabana Mahmood as the Home Secretary. Darren Jones, Duchy of Lancaster. I didn't know that was a department myself. West Streeton, Health, Pat McFadden, Working Pensions, Steve Reed, Housing, Peter Carl, Business. I think he got moved. I always thought he was Business. Now, Peter Carl is the MP for Hove Portslade. I'm very familiar with Peter Carl. And enough said. Like, so much to say, he was very good friends with Ivor Kaplan. Now, if anyone knows who Ivor Kaplan is, let's just keep it to yourself, shall we? John Healy, Bridget Phillipson, Ed Miliband, Liz Kendall, Heidi Alexander, Emma Reynolds, Elisa Nabi, Douglas Alexander, for Scotland, Hilary Benn. What a funny name. Joe Stevens, Baroness Angela Smith, Alan Campbell, Jonathan Reynolds, James Murray, Richard Hermer, Ellie Reeves, and last but not least, taking up the International Development Department, Baroness Jenny Chapman. So that's the new look. That's the new look cabinet. Very true, you're a good man. Oh, that's good. It's good to say. Thank you ever so much, Karen, for coming in and having such positivity. A big shout out to our Muslim brothers and sisters. Yes, why not? Hey, we're all human beings, okay? We're all humans, and regardless of the religion, there's still an appreciation and an acknowledgement that a higher being, a deity, a divine presence brought us all into existence by its own decision to do so, if you know what I mean. Shabana Mahmood is a doll, a great barrister. She was another great Muslim sister. Well done. So Raina will have more time to spend in her free homes now. Now listen, don't feel bad about Raina. It's a revolving door, don't you know, politics and the corporate. She'll get a job. She's got property that's going to keep her in the champagne for many years to come. And of course, she will be getting her ministry pension. So don't feel bad about Raina. I think she knew exactly what was going on. And, you know, that's the price to pay. That's the price to pay when you're greedy in modern UK. Shan, can't wait till we get Shara law in the UK. Come on, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. We've got Tommy Robinson who'll make sure that won't happen. And again, you know, what do you make? I mean, would you agree with Tommy Robinson that the Unite the Kingdom movement is the equivalent of MAGA? I seem to think, actually, fair dues. It could well be. But I certainly don't think Sharia law will come into the UK anytime soon. The UK have got limits. Okay, the UK have got limits. And while we've got the stiff upper lip and, you know, straight back and shoulders, there is a line that won't be crossed. And moving away from the Christian values and Christian laws of our country to such the extreme of adopting Sharia law, I personally think is a line that will never be crossed. Shia's law, who's she? Is she a new member of Sir Keir Starmer's cabinet? It's inevitable, my young man. Oh, really? Well, okay. Well, not when Tommy Robinson's around. Not when we got 1 million+ people marching on London on the 13th of September. And of course, we all have to heed Tommy Robinson's warning. Let's not have any violence. And I have to stress, we have to keep Taffy away from Easy. And not only do we have to keep Taffy away from Easy, we've now got to keep Taffy away from Brian Hurl. Because God forbid they go back in a back alleyway and start something, because you know that will be the spark that will ignite the tinderbox. Let's play Tinder. Let's play Grinder. Whatever I'm trying to say. Let's play. What do you mean, Karen? The question makes no sense. I just want to play you this little bit from the Corbyn report, which I snagged. I snagged it, I tell you. I snagged it. Now, where is it? Where is it, mate? Is that it, mate? No, that's it, mate. Let's see if this is it. Here we go.
Right after the plane hits, they get off the elevator at the 40th floor, and then you hear him talk in the film. And you hear Battalion Chief Palmer say, "We're on the 40th floor, and we're going up. Everything's okay. We're on the 50th floor.
Knock it down with
okay,
3 lines is, I think, what they get to, right?
2. It was 2 lines.
They get up, they climb up to the 78th floor.
78th floor, sorry.
They come out of the stair tower, and you hear him as plain as day say, "We're on the 78th floor, the floor of impact. We've got 2 fires, and we can handle them."
We got 2 isolated pockets of fire. We should be able to knock it down with 2 lines. Where you know that? 78th floor, numerous 1045 code lines.
And the building collapses 1 minute later. Anyone who believes the story of our government has accepted the biggest conspiracy theory in the history of mankind.
Well, Congressman Weldon, the most infuriating part of all of that is that I heard those...
There you go. I mean, what do you make of that? What do you make of that? Shocking, isn't it? Here we have audio recordings of 2 firemen on the 78th floor of one of the Twin Towers, the impact floor. And we have the firemen saying, "We've got 2 fires and we can handle them." And then the building collapses 1 minute later. I don't know. It was, and I don't know about you, but 9/11 was the first example in which the narrative, what I'm hearing on the 10 o'clock news, differed to what I saw. And that really opened the eyes to lots of people, not just me. And I wasn't aware of this audio recording. Here we have 2 firemen on the floor of the impact saying we can handle it. It's such a small fire. We just need 2 lines. We need two hoses to tackle it. And then the next minute, the tower collapses. And when I watched it, like I said, I was in the glass house at the time. When I watched it, it never collapsed. It was blown away in a cloud of dust. And of course, this ties into, I've forgotten her name, Dr. Judy. Where did the towers go? And she implies there was some type of energy weapon. Yes, so if you check out Gospel of Matt Taylor, I've done a, sorry, Guerrilla Democracy News, but on my WordPress, Guerrilla Democracy News .wordpress.com. I've written it up. Well, not me really, but I've got AI to do it for me. I don't write anything myself nowadays. Why bother? When you got an artificial intelligence to do it for you. Oh, excuse me. So maybe check it out in your own time. Yeah, so a clear out and a reshuffle in Sir Keir Starmer's cabinet. Is Tommy Robinson's Unite the Kingdom movement the equivalent of the USA MAGA movement? Could well be. Well, Tommy Robinson wants us to consider it to be. And we're coming up to the 24th anniversary of 9/11. And I quote Kurt Weldon, ex-US congressman, vice chairman of the Defense Committee, who says anyone who believes the story of our government has accepted the biggest conspiracy theory in the history of mankind. And I think that is the issue that we should really be getting excited about, that we should really be banging our tables and stamping our feet. Don't worry about what someone's done years ago on YouTube. And I'm talking about myself here, you know. Don't worry about the bullshit, quite frankly, of YouTube. What we should be concerned about is the fact that we were lied to about 9/11. And my argument is, if you can lie about that, what the hell else are they lying about? And the answer is everything. They are lying to us about everything. Hello, RB, how are you? Discussions today, RB, is do you consider Tommy Robinson's Unite the Kingdom movement the equivalent of the USA's MAGA? We've got the reshuffle of the Starmer government after Rayner was either pushed or shoved or resigned. It looks like she may have been pushed. And then, of course, we've got the 24th year anniversary of 9/11. I'd just like to remind you all what Kurt Weldon says. Who's Kurt Weldon? Kurt Weldon was a US congressman at the time, the vice chairman of the Defense Committee, who said recently in conversation with James Corbett of the Corbett Report, currently only available on Rumble, anyone who believes the story of our government has accepted the biggest conspiracy theory in the history of mankind. So I would like to learn from the audience who out there believes the government's narrative of 9/11. I really am interested to know, and I'd like you to put your hands up so I can write down your names, because I would generally be interested to learn who are the dumb fuck idiots out there. You know, I should really censor my language, but this is serious. This is serious. This isn't about calling people pedos on the internet. This isn't about fucking what you said last year, what you did yesterday, how you upset me. No, this is the real thing we should be getting angry about. That the biggest event in mankind's history is a false flag event. And talking about false flag events, there's meant to be another one coming. I hear the rumblings of another terrorist attack being planned on British soil, coming soon to the cinemas near you. And that's going to be blamed on Islam. The Ronnie Corbett report was quite short. I did enjoy a bit of Ronnie Corbett back in the day. Ronnie Corbett, the goodies, Kenny Everett. Those were the days. If only Lenny was here, Lenny would reminisce with us about the goodies, the Ronnie Corbett and the Kenny Everett show. Those were the days. But no, again, a big person, and I do believe James Corbett has always been on about the 9/11. I think he's been banging on about it for just as long as it's been in the news. And of course, what really attracted me, other than the obvious that those buildings disintegrated, they were blown away in a puff of dust rather than collapsing on each other, was that a group of retired RAF generals wrote an open letter calling into question the official narrative of the plane that hit not the Pennsylvania field, and also they all called into question the alleged plane that hit the Pentagon. And yeah, I really do feel as if the whole lot, the plane that hit the field in Pennsylvania disappeared. The plane that hit the Pentagon, come on, that no one saw. And the planes that hit 9/11, 4 planes. None of it matched up. The narrative didn't match up to what we were seeing with our own eyes. And that's concerning. You know, that is a concern. And the fact that we're still scratching our heads about it nearly 24 years later shows how fucked up our society is today, where nothing appears to be real. And this is what the truth movement should be about. The truth movement should be about calling into question what happened on 9/11, 2001. Not who or what was said on YouTube last year. Quite right. More questions than answers regarding 9/11. And then, of course, after 9/11, I started reading Chris Spivey. That went downhill a bit quick, I hasten to add. Hey, listen, I just want to play you a little promotional video. Here we go. Here we go. A little promotional video.
You are a useless fat fool. You should be thoroughly ashamed of yourself, Matthew Taylor. I believe you are unemployable, a disloyal friend, and in the words of Shelley Moat, go fuck yourself. You are fake as fuck. Be thoroughly ashamed of yourself, Matthew Taylor. I believe you are unemployable, a disloyal friend, and in the words of Shelley Moat, go fuck yourself. You are fake as fuck. as fuck. I am as fuck. Ooh, 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 ooh. You should be thoroughly ashamed of yourself, Matthew Taylor. Oh, I believe you are fake as fuck, a disloyal friend, and in the words of Shelly Moat, go fuck yourself. You are fake as fuck.
I couldn't resist it. I think it's brilliant. Look, don't worry about me being fake as fuck. 9/11 was fake as fuck. So if you're going to start calling out people for being fake as fuck, let's call out the right people who are fake as fuck. The US government is fake as fuck. Hey, you know what I mean? Oh, it made me laugh because while I was making that this morning, I think Justin may appreciate this because Justin, I know, is a subscriber of Rick Mace. I've come across Rick Mace on the suggestion of Justin, and so it was quite funny because while I was making these videos this morning, it made me laugh. I had Rick Mace on one screen, and then I had this lady called Gert on the other, and it was so bad. It was so bad. It was good. We had this guy called Rick Mace, drunk first thing in the morning, being sexually explicit about what he wanted to do to Gert. So bad. So bad. So explicit. Even I had a red face. And so while Rick Mace was going on, totally explicit, what he wanted to do to Gert, I had Gert in the next screen, kind of like laying on her bed, listening to or aware of what Rick was saying about her. And I tell you, it was funny. It was funny. I mean, I don't think we would be able to get away with that kind of behaviour on our crazy corner of YouTube. But man, it made me laugh. Fucking hell. Just imagine I was saying that about did you get to see it? Rick Mace has scared Gert off. I know, what you damn right. Damn right he scared her off. Oh, funny. And we've got to have a bit of laughs in the world today because we are living in a fake matrix. You know, we're living under fakery. We're all living under the whip of the lie. You know, people are whipping us, telling us that black is white and good is bad and bad is good. You know, it's terrible, really, the position we find ourselves in. It's absolutely horrendous, and people aren't waking up to it. I mean, that was the whole point of me getting involved with the truth movement, because I thought I was a part of a movement in which we're all waking up together. But lo and behold, you get your usual suspects come along who sell themselves as truth seekers, but actually they're the ones who sabotage all the truth seekers, if you know what I mean. I mean, we still got people out there who claim to be truth seekers, but yet who believe the narrative of 9/11. And listen, I want members of the audience to put their hand up and tell me who believes that 9/11 happened the way the government told them it happened. Because if that's so, I want to write down your names. And I'd just like to remind you again of what the then US Congressman, the Vice Chairman of the Defense Committee, Kurt Weldon, said. He said this recently to James Corbett. Anyone who believes the story of our government has accepted the biggest conspiracy theory in the history of mankind. That is huge. And I feel, and I have always felt, that's the truth. It's a conspiracy to believe what the government told us about that day, nearly 24 years ago. I mean, come on. Don't be a silly Billy. Don't be a thick Mongo and believe the narrative of the US government when it comes to 9/11. Because in conversation with James Corbett, Kurt Weldon, he spoke about how they knew very well where Osman bin Laden was. He was hiding out in Iran. So when they went into Afghanistan, they knew for a fact Osman bin Laden wasn't in Afghanistan. So it's all mirrors. It's all deflection. It's all a lie. And if it means getting behind Tommy Robinson to expose this, I'm all for it. Hello, Pip Smoker. Pip Smoker, do you believe in the official narrative of 9/11? 9/11 resulted in the war in Afghanistan, resulting in trillions of dollars from the weapons industry and oil and heroin seized. How convenient. And of course, America, China. Oh, funny that they're all the superpowers, aren't they? America, China, Russia, England, top arms dealers. And they're the ones who are involved with all the wars at the moment. Listen, we are being played. And while I caught snippets of the Chinese 80th anniversary, you could see very well that was an arms deal in itself with this new laser tech they were driving past. Chairman Z or Zai, however you pronounce it. I mean, we're living in a false matrix. And us, the plebs, we're the cattle. And everything that we believe to be true is a lie. And I know that's a generalization, but it's something you lot feel deep down in your DNA. You know very well what I'm talking about. That's why you're watching this. That's why you watch other people on YouTube. That's why you don't watch the 10 o'clock news anymore. And if you do watch the 10 o'clock news anymore, it's mostly for the football results or the weather. We know what's going on, but we're so beaten down and scared and frightened that we're happy to go along with the degenerates who claim to be the champions of truth, but yet who still push the narrative of 9/11. And so these are the people we want to get angry towards. These are the people we've got to start banging the fists and stamping our feet about. Not bullshit, crap, and tickle me rear with some idiot on YouTube calling somebody else an idiot on YouTube. That's called infighting. Okay, yeah, I'm losing the viewers because no one wants to hear the fact that we're all walking up the wrong path. No one wants to hear it. Oh, look, you hear that bloke over there? He's saying don't walk up here because it's the edge of the cliff. It ain't the fucking edge of the cliff because look all the signs. The signs say to heaven, to salvation. We're not listening to that bloke. Stop it. This is why Matt Taylor's feared so much by Sussex police and politics. Matt Taylor, truth seeker, just come on. I bet you say that to everyone. How do you think 9/11 happened? I think it was from where did the towers go? Where did the towers go? By Judy. What's her name? By Judy Wood. There you go. You know, this is the story That's what I think happened. I'll share it. And I think this happened because Judy Wood thinks it happened. And Judy Wood is a far cleverer person than I would ever be. So I'll tell you exactly what this is, and I don't know for sure, but this is what I think happened. The book, Where Did the Towers Go by Judy Wood, is a forensic analysis of what effectively is a crime scene. Ground zero and the surrounding areas were photographed countless thousands of times, yet no one really assessed all the phenomena found in these photographs, which is presented in this book. It's not a theory and it's not speculation. It is evidence. It is the body of empirical evidence that must be explained in order to determine what happened at Ground Zero. Anyone declaring who did what or how they did it before they have determined what was done is merely promoting either speculation or propaganda. The popular chant, 9/11 was an inside job, is scientifically speaking no different from the chant that 19 bad guys with box cutters did it. Neither one is the result of a scientific investigation supported by evidence that would be admissible in court. Neither identifies what crime was committed or how it was committed. The order of crime solving is to determine 1, what happened, then 2, how it happened, e.g. what weapon, then 3, who did it. And only then can we address 4, why they did it, i.e. motive. And I think Justin has just touched on motive. Just look at Justin's previous comment. That's the motive. Let us remember what is required to legally convict someone of a crime. You cannot convict someone of a crime based on belief. You must convict someone of a crime if you don't even know what crime to charge them with. You cannot convict someone of a crime if you don't even know what crime to charge them with. If you accuse someone of murder using a gun, you'd better be sure the body has a bullet hole in it. Yet, before noon on 9/11, 2021, we were told who did it, how they did it, and why they did it. They hate us for our freedoms. Before any investigation had been conducted to determine what had been done, what had even been done. Many people have speculated as to who committed the crimes on 9/11 and or how they did so. But without addressing what happened, speculation of this kind is nothing more than conspiracy theory. My research, meaning Dr. Judy Wood, is not speculation. It is a forensic investigation of what happened to the World Trade Center complex on 9/11. So I think that's the closest to the truth we've ever come. The Judy Wood, Where Did the Towers Go? You know, history is not merely a record of what happened. It is more often than not a record of what people were persuaded to believe what happened. And few events in living memory have tested the limits of persuasion more than September the 11th, 2021. To accept the initial narrative of 9/11 as laid out by the US government is to embrace what may well be the greatest conspiracy theory ever constructed in human history, going back to what the then Vice Chairman of the Defense Committee, US Congressman Kurt Weldon said. Anyone who believes the story of our government has accepted the biggest conspiracy theory in the history of mankind. As we all know, the phrase conspiracy theory is usually hurled as an insult. It conjures images of tinfoil hats, cryptic YouTube videos, and late night paranoia. But strip away the stigma and you are left with a simple definition. A conspiracy theory is an explanation of events that relies on the secret collaboration of powerful actors. If this is the definition, then the US government's own 9/11 story fits perfectly the bill. Consider the sheer scope of the tale. According to the official account, 19 men armed with box cutters, coordinated by a man in a cave in Afghanistan, managed to outwit the most sophisticated intelligence and defense apparatus the world has ever known. They penetrated airport security multiple times on the same day. They hijacked 4 planes simultaneously. They maneuvered massive commercial airliners with precision after only rudimentary flight training. They struck the heart of America's financial and military power, and against astronomical odds, their plan unfolded with perfect timing and near total success. This is not simply an explanation, it is a myth of almost supernatural proportions. It requires the believer to accept that layers upon layers of institutional safeguards, radar systems, air defenses, intelligence agencies, airport security collapsed all at once. It asks us to suspend disbelief and accept that luck, incompetence, and coincidence aligned with perfect harmony on that one morning. And like all powerful myths, it comes wrapped in emotional appeal. Images of smoking towers, grieving families, and heroic firefighters sear the narrative into memory. To question the story is to risk being accused of disrespecting the dead. In this way, belief in the official version is not merely encouraged, it is socially enforced. Yet step back and the irony becomes clear. The most widely believed conspiracy theory in history is not the one whispered about in alternative corners of the internet, but the one broadcast on every major network, printed in every newspaper, and endorsed by governments across the world. Its strength lies not in its plausibility, but in the power of its sponsors. What does it say about us then? That the official tale has become sacrosanct even. It suggests that the people are more comfortable with a tidy narrative than with unanswered questions. It reveals how authority can take the place of evidence in shaping public belief, and it forces us to confront an unsettling truth. That line between myth and history is thinner than we would like to think. So to believe the government's 9/11 story is not to escape conspiracy theories, but to embrace the most colossal one of all time. For what greater conspiracy could there be than the belief that a handful of men, unaided by state power, reshaped the world as we know it, turning it upside down and inside out, with nothing more than box cutters and boarding passes. Come on, let's get real. Put your hands up. Put your hands up who believes the official narrative. Hello, Mandy. I got a little, while Mandy's here, I'd just like to play another little song. This is dedicated to Mandy.
You are a useless fat fool. You should be thoroughly ashamed of yourself, Matthew Taylor. I believe you are unemployable, a disloyal friend, and in the words of Shelley Moe, go fuck yourself. You are fake as fuck. You are fake as fuck. You are fake as fuck. You are fake
as fuck.
Love it.
You are fake as fuck.
Love it.
Oh yeah, no yeah, no yeah, this jingle.
Oh, make it wrong. Make it wrong. Oh, love it. Thanks ever so much, Mandy. I'll tell you, we've got the technology at hand, so you can literally turn everything into a song. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So listen, no one's admitted that they believe the official narrative. That's good, because you'd be a Mongo. You'd be a Mongo too, and I'm nicking, of course, Taffy's line. You'd be a Mongo to believe the official narrative. It just don't make sense. Okay? It just don't make sense. And if it means smashing the ceiling by getting Tommy Robinson in, I'm all for it. But listen, Karen, I don't think Sharia law will ever become enforced in the UK, not when we've got heroes like Tommy Robinson marching the streets. So remember, we're only a week away, and it's next weekend. Next Saturday, the political landscape of the UK may well change forever. And again, I'd just like to reiterate what Tommy Robinson is telling us. Don't get pissed. Don't, for goodness sake, don't let Taffy, Brian Hurl, or Easy go down the alleyway together. Because sparks will fly, and we don't want no sparks to fly on the 13th. We don't want anything to ignite the tinderbox of the United Society, the United Kingdom of Great Britain. Passed it on, I tongues everything. Oh, love it. We like a good tonguing. She has Karen, same name as me. Who's her Karen? Oh, there's somebody's birthday I meant to say. There's a Karen, quite a famous Karen, whose birthday is coming up. Anyway. Chris says thank you. Oh, yeah, good, good. Good, good. If anyone doesn't know, we're talking about Chris. Chris is Mandy's boyfriend, Mandy's man. Lovely bloke. Is tongues a new technology to kiss with? Oh, I think Gert doesn't kiss with tongues. Too much bacteria, you know? No tonguing. No tonguing, too much bacteria. So listen, we're coming up to the last 5 minutes, everyone. It's been a quick one. And, you know, when you're having fun, time always flies. And what is it? It's Friday today, isn't it? Yeah, I tell you, I had this deal from my bank, right? I had this deal from my bank that I could get Amazon Prime for 30 days free. So I thought, oh, that's great, because the Tulsa King is on Prime. So I thought I'll take it. How come I got an all... I know, listen, Mandy, I'll show you another one, okay? I'll show you another one. You may have missed this one, but I'll quickly play it, okay? Here we go. Here we go, just for you, Mandy.
You are a useless fat fool.
There you go.
You should be thoroughly ashamed of yourself, Matthew Taylor. I believe you are unemployable, a disloyal friend, and in the words of Shelley Moat, go fuck yourself. You are fake as fuck. You are fake as fuck.
Love it. Is that better, Mandy?
You should be thoroughly ashamed of yourself, Matthew Taylor.
Blue eyes, blonde hair.
I believe you are unemployable, a disloyal friend, and in the words of Shelley Moat, go fuck yourself. You are fake as fuck.
Why do I like it so much?
You are fake as fuck.
Say about me.
I am as fuck.
Oh, so funny.
yourself, Matthew Taylor. Oh, I believe you are fake as fuck, a disloyal friend, and in the words of Shelly Moat, go fuck yourself. You are fake as fuck.
It doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like a boy. That's the best I could do anyway. Listen, we're coming up to the end of the hour. Thank you very much, everyone. The topics we spoke about today was 9/11. It's coming up to the 24-year anniversary. I was watching James Corbett on the Corbett Report, only available on Rumble now. He was in discussion of the then US Congressman, Vice Chairman of the Defense Committee, Kurt Weldon, who said anyone who believes the story of our government has accepted the biggest conspiracy theory in the history of mankind. It's good. It's promising to see. No one was willing to stick their hand up and admit to believe in the official narrative, because you would have been identified as a Mongo. To use Taffy's word for it, you would have been identified as a Mongo. Yes, you have your song at last. Oh no, that wasn't for you. I mean, I'll do another one for you. What I usually do, okay, I sometimes collect the whole chat and I get DeepSeek. I use the Chinese DeepSeek AI just to turn the whole chat into a song. And I've got yesterday's, and the title is "Oh Mandy." It's just that I haven't made it into a video yet, so that's to come. But I will be playing out with a dedication to 9/11. Yes. So thank you ever so much, everyone. We spoke about Tommy Robinson. Is the Unite the Kingdom movement the same as the MAGA movement in America? Tommy Robinson seems to think so, and I'm happy to go along with that. And it's good to see no one put their hands up to admit that they believe the narrative of the 9/11 bullshit. If you had done, you would have been forever known as a Mongo. And of course, we just touched upon Starmer's reshuffle. Out goes Rayner, Angela Rayner, and in comes Lammy. And on that note, everyone, we're going to play out a dedication to 9/11. Let's not forget how many people have died due to 9/11. Okay, this isn't a joke. This isn't something we should scoff at or laugh at. Thousands upon thousands of lives have perished due to the lie of 9/11. And if that doesn't concern you, shame on you, because it concerns each and every single one of us. On that note, remember King Arthur is a real historical figure who loves you just as much as I do too.
Shadows in the air, questions in the silence, truth stripped bare. They say the story's written, sealed and signed, but echoes of doubt won't leave our minds. You can call it faith, you can call it blind, but the cracks are clear if you take the time. Anyone who believes the tale they sold, a swallow of the greatest story ever told, the biggest conspiracy of all mankind, buried in the ashes, hidden in time. Leaders stand steady with a practiced stare, but the answers they give don't match the despair. Voices are rising, breaking the chain. Truth doesn't fear the light of pain. You can close your eyes, you can look away, but the question lives another day. And
with a practiced stare, but the answers they give don't match the despair. Voices are rising, breaking the chain. Truth doesn't fear the light of